Harvard. Hi, Kathy. All right, we're just trying to get Isabel on here. Hi, everyone. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Christopher. Hi, Miles. Welcome, everybody. We're just waiting for Isabel to join. Hello, everyone. Hi, Kevin. I don't hear anything. Am I supposed to hear something? Okay, here we go. Yeah, weather here is really nice. Hey, Teddy. Hi, Andy. Where's Isabel? All right, well, we can get started while we wait for Isabel to join us. Welcome back, everybody, to the latest installment of Facebook Live on MOUG. I hope that every one of you had a wonderful week last week. Enjoyed our new announcements. We are going to talk today. There we go.
There we
And it's
go.
my cohort in crime, Isabel. Good morning, Isabel.
Good
Welcome.
morning.
All right, so I was just welcoming everybody back after a week off with a bunch of big announcements. We are going to talk today about the new beta version of Capture that you can install. So I guess we should just go over a quick overview of how to install it and what it will do. All right, so basically, if you already have a Matterport account, you can install it using an app that Apple provides called TestFlight. And TestFlight is an app created by Apple that allows you to put beta versions of software on your devices. So of course, this one can be run on either an iPad or an iPhone. So the iPhone is a new feature. And all you need to do is go to your device, either a separate iPad or a new iPhone, and go to www.matterport.com/download. When you go there, there'll be a button to install TestFlight. Click on that button and install TestFlight. Once you've done that, go back to the Apple App Store and look for Capture and install it. Once you've installed Capture on the new device, and make sure, please, that you install the beta version of Capture on a device that's separate from the one that you use for production. So you should have your iPad that you use for your scans for customers, and then you're going to have either another iPad or an iPhone where you're going to install the beta version of Capture. Don't put them both on one because you can't have both versions. And if you install the beta version of Capture on your production iPad, things can go wrong. Remember, it's still in beta. All right, so once you're in Capture, go to Settings. You'll go to Storage and Firmware, and there will be a button in there called 3D Conversion. You'll want to install that piece of software. And then once you've done that, you're good to go. So here's the new features in the new Capture. You can use one of the 360 spherical cameras, or you can take any 360 view that you've taken with your Matterport camera and convert that into a 3D scan. So the big thing is 2D conversion to 3D. All right, so we call it 3D from 2D. So if you already have a Matterport camera, there's really no need for you to get the other cameras. You can if you want, but you can still do everything with your Matterport camera. You can scan the interior of a house then you can go outside, and if it's too sunny and you can't get 3D scans, what you can do is you can take 360 views and convert those into 3D scans. Now, mind you, the data might be a little bit off, so if you need measurements or exactness, don't do that, but it will do its best to create the 3D data off of your images. And it uses that through our software that we call Cortex, which is basically our artificially intelligent software that can create 3D data from 2D pictures. All right, so if you're going to do this and you're outside, you still have to scan as though you're scanning inside with 3D scans. And I'll tell you why. Because in the past, when you wanted exterior shots, you would just go outside to the pool and take a 360 view, right? Then you'd go way out yonder to the barn and you'd take a 360 view out there. If you want to convert those 2 to 3D scans, they have to be within 5 to 8 feet of a prior scan, because what's going to happen is the software is going to convert those to 3D scans, and then it's going to try to align. If you're way far off, it won't be able to align and it won't work. So if you're scanning outside and using 360 views and you want to convert those to 3D, scan 5 to 8 feet apart, just like you would if you were scanning 3D scans. The questions also come up, can I take an old model that I've already scanned that includes 360 views and translate those into 3D scans? In theory, yes, you can, but you've probably not scanned them anywhere near another scan, right? Because normally when you do a 360 view, you used to take them pretty far away, and it won't be able to align to anything. So that won't work. But if you have your 360 views from an old model, you can reprocess it and you can convert those 360 views to 3D. It'll just have a hard time with alignment if it's not close to other scans. Does that make sense? All right. So, and all you have to do is, if you want to convert, go to the Capture app, pull up that scan, and if you click on the scan, it should give you an option, convert to 3D. All right. So we'll open everything up to questions.
I have a question about what you just said, Dee. You had mentioned that when we scan with the Theta or Insta361, it would not be possible to order a floor plan because there's not enough accuracy. And I think you mentioned that if there's even one Theta scan, then the project will be disqualified from floor plan ordering. Is that true?
That is true. So if you have a model that contains at least one scan from a 360 spherical camera, you cannot order floor plans and you cannot order matter packs. And you wouldn't want to anyway, because remember, the 3D data is made up. It's not taken from the camera itself. And so it's not reliable, right? And you wouldn't want to generate a set of floor plans that aren't reliable, because most people use those for measurements. So yes.
My question is, if I had converted 360s from the Matterport camera, does that also disqualify me from ordering packs? No. Okay.
No. So if you, between now and March the 15th, if you do a space that has at least one scan from either the Theta or the Insta360, you can upload those for free. We don't charge you for processing. But on March the 15th, that will change, and they will cost you $29 to upload. Yeah.
So it's more. So the
Theta
scans will cost more than the regular Matterport camera scan.
That is true. Yeah. It'll be the same as the Pro Lite and the BLK. All right. All right. So
question, when will the Insta1 360X be supported? Is there a timeline?
So what I heard is 2 weeks. However, that could change. So if I'd probably say closer to a month.
Soon.
Soon.
So George Brown has a great question that I also have. So when you, it takes 3D mesh to attach matter tags, right? And so when you convert 2D to 3D, does that mesh support matter tag attachment?
Yes. So when you convert, then it after that point, it's exactly the same. It goes through alignment the same, the 3D mesh is the same. The software just treats everything the same as if it were a normal 3D scan. So yes, you can put matter tags on that, assuming that it's created 3D mesh. Will processing take longer, shorter, or the same? I would expect that it would be the same. But again, there's no really easy way to tell since we don't know how long things take to process anyway, but it shouldn't take much longer.
Oh, question from Kathy Samai. Can you batch select and batch convert 2D scans?
That's a good question. I haven't tried that.
It's really handy.
Have you tried that, Isabel?
I have not done enough for me to think of it, but that's a good question. Can you, I don't think you can you batch select? I don't know, I'll have to try it. So you don't know if that's a feature, D?
I don't. I've not tried it. So we'll let you know. We'll try it. Or if anybody out there wants to try it, pull out your iPad and let us know. When marking features, would it be possible to get the swap to be able to flip mirror, window, trim markings? It doesn't do that. I assumed that it would do that. I haven't tried that. I will look into that one as well.
So Sandy, she said that she the iPad is dead and she uses the iPhone to test Deanna's face and it works. Yes, it does work.
Yay. Thanks for the feedback, Sandy. That's awesome.
So what happens when the 2D scans can't align? I guess it's the same as if your 3D scans don't align. It'll tell you to just try again.
Yep. Or it'll put them in crazy places and then your dollhouse will have scans in places that they shouldn't be in. So it's probably not a good idea to take 360 views that really can't line up and convert them to 3D scans. Or ask me to fix it. You're right. Thanks, John.
That is the right answer. Are there plans to support other spherical cameras? I hear a lot about the Insta360 Pro 2s. You know, the big alien-looking thing. Will that be supported in the near future?
So I can't say one way or the other.
All right, we'll wait to find out.
It's not my decision. and no decision's been made as of right now. So
okay,
it could be, but no comment.
All right.
Can we still scan with the MP camera inside and use the Insta or Theta outside? Yes, you can do that, but why would you not? Why would you do that if you have a Matterport camera? Just scan them with the Matterport camera outside. Take 360 views and convert them just like you would scan with the Theta camera, unless you're running out of time and you want things to be quicker, but the images will be much better from your Matterport camera. So after March 15th, if you want to upload a model that contains at least one scan from a 360 spherical camera, it will cost $29 to upload. It's the same as with the BLK and the Pro 2 Lite. So it's $29 if it's 100 scans or less, and $58 for anything 101 scans or more. With Capture 3, will be there. There'll be a way to transfer space data from iPad Capture app to. Where did that go? Oh, to an iPhone Capture app. You can always move data from one iPad to another or one device to another. All you need to do is back up the Capture app using iTunes, and then you can use another tool, either iExplorer or iMagic, to then retrieve the data and put it in a different Capture app on a different device. I have a document that tells you how to do that, and I will post that after this so you can all see that.
Question from Miles. With the Matterport camera, can you do a 360 scan and convert it to a 3D view? Does it change the dollhouse view? So Miles, it's supposed to, when you convert it, it will add 3D mesh to the dollhouse view. So let's say that you're under a sunny window and the 3D scans just won't align because there's too much sunlight. You can do a 360 and convert it later, and it'll prevent that black spot in the dollhouse view. And so when you're so it does contribute to the dollhouse, And so now you're saying that when you do a 3D scan on the outside, it changes the dollhouse view. I assume that you mean that you are placing the 360 view as a 360 placement. So now if you scan very close to the house and with the 360s very close to each other, you can perhaps try to align them as 3D. And so that is the purpose of the data capture. But it's in beta, so it may or may not work yet. And so a question from Mike Manson, if with the 360 with the one-click cameras, can you use your monthly free
your free ones for processing? That's a good question. I don't know. I can find out the answer to that for you as well.
Because with the Lite and the BLK, you cannot use your free credit. So it would be great to clarify if with the Theta you can use your free credit. I assume the answer is no.
So I think with the BLK, it counts towards your free credit. I think it's the Pro 2 Lite that doesn't. But we'll clarify that. We'll get back to you. Hey, Justin.
So wait, if you convert the Matterport 360 views to 3D scans, there's no additional cost for that, correct?
Wait, if you do what?
If you use only your Matterport Pro 1s or Pro 2s and you do 360 views and you convert them, that does not change the pricing.
No.
Okay.
That's just an added feature that we have.
All right, so if you have a Pro 1 or Pro 2, you should use those.
You should use those. There's really no reason for you to use the Theta or any other spherical camera. You're going to get a way better image. You're going to get better quality.
And a better deal.
And a better deal. Because you paid for the camera. It's our camera, right? Will MP be releasing a new camera anytime soon? There's no announcements on that end. So when there is, we'll let you know. Stay tuned.
So more clarification from Miles. If you use a Theta, would you have a dollhouse? What do you mean by new camera, Miles? I assume you mean the Theta and the Insta360. So if Matterport converts your Theta and Insta360 and shots to 3D scans, then you would have kind of a dollhouse. It's more of a fuzzy dollhouse, not as crisp as from the Pro 1s and Pro 2s, because the 3D mesh will be simulated. And yes, you can walk around. So the walkthrough I find is pretty good, but the dollhouse definitely does not look as crisp.
Yeah. So once you do the conversion from 2D to 3D, it's as though it's the same as if you had just scanned it with a 3D, as a 3D scan. At that point, it's no different. But Isabel is right. The dollhouses from the spherical cameras aren't as good because the camera isn't capturing the 3D data. It's actually being created artificially through this artificial intelligence. So it's not nearly as good, which is why if you have a Matterport camera, you probably want to use that as often as you can. The Theta camera is basically meant for if you want to do something quick, if you're just testing, but most customers aren't going to be happy if they've already seen Matterport scans with the Matterport camera, and then you start now producing the ones with the Theta camera. They're going to be like, whoa, this is not nearly the same, and they probably won't want you to do that. But there are uses for it.
Question about Android, will it ever be supported for capture?
So good news. Yes, it's coming.
All right.
Yeah. So soon, I hope. I think definitely by the end of the year, but there's no definite dates right now. I do know that that's something they're working on. So yay, good news.
Many people will be very happy.
Yep. Reason to use the Theta. I want to offer floor plans fast. Ugh. But the thing is, if you scan with the Theta, you can't order a floor plan. So, yeah, sorry. How accurate is the dollhouse using the conversion? So that sort of depends on the situation. Remember, it's software that's trying to create 3D data based off of other spaces that it's seen. It's this artificial intelligence machine, very much similar to face blurring, which is also artificially intelligent. We train it, we tell it, this is what a face looks like. And as we train it more, it gets better and better. So hopefully over time, the 3D conversion will get better.
So speaking of face blur, are there plans to make it more, to provide more user control? To say blur, this but not that?
Yeah.
Because often that sculptures and
Yeah.
wall paintings are being blurred.
Yeah. I've not heard of anything coming down the pipeline. I do know that they've been working on some other issues like scanning license plates, which would be really nice for especially the people in Europe. But right now, there's nothing to announce in that regard. And yeah, I've seen face blur for some reason blur sides of refrigerators. It does that a lot. It's weird. So it's not perfect, but it's learning and we're constantly making it better.
So one thing face blur does not do is if you put a face on your Matterport camera and expect it to be blurred in front of the mirror, that does not.
Justin tried that. He couldn't figure out how to get that picture right on the camera so that it just didn't work.
And also another thing to keep in mind with face blur is that if you use that feature, it adds 2 minutes per scan to your processing time.
Yeah.
So if you're in a hurry, maybe don't rely on that.
Yeah. So if you're scanning just for floor plans, definitely don't turn that on. There are some tricks if you want to scan for floor plans, is that you can take fewer scans because the navigation isn't as important. So you go in, you take the minimum number of scans in each room and you make a copy, and then you can add more scans for easier navigation and to make it prettier. But then you can upload 2 separate spaces. You pay for processing only for one. You can order the floor plans off the one that has less scans because it will finish processing quicker.
Oh, that's a great idea.
We tell people that in the insurance industry, and they do that a lot because they need floor plans quickly. Some are face blurred tires. Yeah.
Isn't this round?
I can see a tire, but the side of a refrigerator?
Maybe it caught the reflection of the photographer. Who knows?
Maybe.
So if you convert a 360 scan to 3D when you're right outside, does that mean you should leave the front door open so that it can connect to the 3D scans inside? Then I think the answer is yes. Yeah. If you want to walk out, then yes, there needs to be a path. So right now, the 360 views can be completely disconnected from the 3D scans, but if you plan to convert them, then they do need line of sight to the closest 3D scan.
Exactly. Yep. So you want to be scanning just like you would if you were scanning 3D scans. So don't go from the house all the way to the barn that's a half a mile down the road.
From Jeff. I already have agents asking about previewing home for out-of-state buyers with the Thetas and Insta360s. So they're faster and you can just go take a few clicks so that the buyers can walk through it. That's interesting, yes.
Yeah, that's one use for it. But you could also scan the same house with a Matterport camera.
But it's big, so you have to carry it around in your car.
Yeah, but it builds muscles.
It does. See, when I try to switch from the BLK to the Matterport, it's always like, wow, the Matterport is like 10 times heavier.
Kathy says, we are getting close to our limit for our hosting package. If we go over a few, what if we go over a few this month? So there's this thing called overages. And if you go over your limit, so if you have the basic package, you can have up to 100, you can host up to 100 spaces. If you have 101 or more, you get charged $19 for every block of 50. So if you have 101 to 150, you get charged an extra $19 for that month. If you have 151 to 200 scans, you'll be charged $38 extra. and so forth. If you do the math and you're not uploading a lot, you're just storing a lot of spaces, then it's cheaper to pay the overage than to go up to the next level, which would then give you 100 extra spaces that you can host. But the cost of that is $50 more. And so the offset would be if you are uploading more models, then it would be cost effective. But if you just have a bunch of spaces that you're hosting and you're not uploading a lot and using up all your free uploads, then just go ahead and pay the overages. It's actually a better deal.
Question from Erwin. I am new to Matterport. How do I add images to the thumbnails? So by thumbnails, I assume you mean the snapshots. So Matterport automatically generates a bunch of snapshots for you, but you yourself can go into the snapshot feature at the top of Workshop, and you can take snapshots of whatever you like. You would just navigate to wherever you like in your model, and you can take a 2D or 3D snapshot. You can use those for your highlight reel, or you can download them. Are there any updates to having a hero image as the opening image? Oh, I assume that Marcia means using a external image.
Right, so there's a difference between your start location and the hero image, which is the little icon when you look at all of your spaces. That we used to be able to have different pictures for each one of those, and they fixed that bug, so you can't do that anymore. We have requested that they unfix that bug so that you can have a different image as the icon for your space versus the starting location. I haven't heard of that they're working on that yet, but that's definitely a feature request that's been made. Sorry. Oh, go ahead. Any updates on Rumi? We are working on that. It's currently in private beta, but I believe that's closed. But I'm hoping to have that they'll have something soon, but they are working on it. I've seen it. It's pretty cool.
So with the Rumi, is that a service that they provide, or is that a software that Matterport camera owners and their customers can go in and use directly?
So my understanding is that it will be a service that we will provide. Basically, you'll give us a space and you'll say, here's this house that I scanned and it's empty and I want to put furniture in there, right? So you would tell them what type of furniture you want. The Rumi people would then sort of design it and show you the mock-up, and then they would create a space that has that furniture in when you go to the inside view. So when you look at the dollhouse view, you don't see the furniture, but then when you go to inside, you'll see this furniture magically appear. It's pretty cool.
So people outside of Rumi would not be able to manually go in and changes. The changes are made through Rumi. Okay.
Yes.
So it's like floor plans. It's something you order and it's something done for you.
Yes, just like TrueSketch for insurance people.
Sure.
Yeah. So one of these weeks we'll talk about the insurance industry as well, and then so there's another guy named John Hubbard who I plan on having come and join us. He has invented two things. He's invented a device to allow you to scan downward, so you can put your Matterport camera on a tripod and actually have it upright and it goes down, so you can scan manholes, you can scan tanks that are below ground anytime you have to go down. He also created a device that you can hook your Matterport camera up to a drone, and I've seen it. It works. So you can now fly around with a drone and scan stuff. It's crazy, but he did it. So we'll have him on. Hey, there's John, and we'll talk about that. He also has a tripod that goes up to like 20 feet, something crazy that's really sturdy that will hold your Matterport camera. Some of the tripods I've seen out there are a little bit scary, but his is pretty good. Yeah, it takes a certain kind of drone. I don't know the details on that, but we'll have John come on and we'll talk about that. And then, and another big announcement, during the month of February, I still don't know the exact date, but I will let you all know when it happens. We will have our new CEO, RJ, joining us. Yes. So I'm just trying to nail him down for an exact date and time, but I'm sure that all of you are going to love that. So I'm sure that you'll all want to join us for that.
That is very exciting.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like we're out of time. Next week we'll be back, same time, same place. If you have any feedback, let us know. If you have any further questions, reach out to Isabel or myself. I wanted to thank you all for joining us. We really enjoy having you. It's always a pleasure. And of course, big shout out to our lovely guy, Adam. Actually, Adam and I will be doing a mini Facebook Live sometime this week, so watch out for that. It'll just be a surprise. Thank you.
What's the topic? What's the topic?
It'll be how great Adam is. That'll be the topic. Yeah, because Adam is wonderful. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Isabel, for your great knowledge and your time. We really appreciate it. And we'll see everybody next week. Bye.